I put it down to the police. They used to send them down on the beach to take the trouble off the streets, up, you know, where all the pubs was and that.
The bank holidays used to spoil it. I mean, obviously the fighting used to spoil it for a lot of people. There was victimisation from the police. I mean, in them days, we were basically sheep ready to be herded up by them. We was out of order sometimes with them, and we did have the occasional scuffle with them, but most of the time they just loved picking on us. Because they basically had nothing else to do. Then there was a lot of bad feeling between us and the police. It didn't just happen in the summer. I mean, we got victimised in the winter when there weren't any holiday makers around. They did enjoy picking on us, and they knew that we never used to give up much of a fight in court, and we just processed basically.
Keep nicking you for the same old thing. In the end, those just come out of office licences, walk up the road, gallon of cider, and the next thing you know, right van pull up to you, and you're nicked for the day under suspicion. It's a suspicion of what? Suspicion of causing a fray. And you get in the van, you'll be locked up all day. Then let you go out late at night.
I got nicked one bank holiday, the Friday before bank holiday actually, and because it was a bank holiday Monday on the following Monday, the courts decided to put me in prison for 3 weeks so that I wouldn't be out for that bank holiday Monday.
There were lots of occasions when youngsters were picked up by the police who weren't really responsible. They were pulled in just because the police knew them and they happened to be in the locality when something went wrong.
Bank holidays were the days when the pubs shut at 3, you know, everyone used to come out on here because you never had nothing else to do, didn't have nowhere else to go. So you'd be out here wandering around, and that's when all the gangs and that would meet up. All your bikers, your mods, or whatever, whoever come to Weston, they'd always end up here. This was the prime spot, and it always went off. It's just inevitable, really, till the pubs opened. Then it went dead, finished. Some boys had come round the corner we had a little ding-dong with a few weeks before. Something to do with John, actually, and he just let fire on him straight away.
A couple of weeks before the fight, I'd insulted the bloke's girlfriend, and he threatened me on the spot there and then. He said he'd get me, and well, I'd forgotten all about it. And then come a bank holiday, we were all there on the steps, looking at the people going by and the trouble and stuff, and he suddenly appeared from round the corner with all his Weston biker friends, because there was a bit of tension in them days with the Weston bikers. And he come straight up to me, because I was sat at the bottom of the steps, and offered me out for a fight there and then. And I said, well, no, because it was bank holiday, and you know, there was police everywhere and hundreds of people. I offered to see him at the park later on that day. But he wouldn't have it, and he just suddenly swung a punch at me there and then, and I got up, and lucky enough Basil was there with the camera and took those famous photographs.
It happened so quick, I just got my camera out and clipped off 3. Oh yeah, a fight only lasts a minute if it's a long one, and it's all over, and that was that. I don't even know where the bloke went, actually.
The poor lad, basically I beat 7 tons of shit out of him, basically, like, you know. We ended up shaking hands down the alleyway, and he walked off very embarrassed.
I think we all scarpered before we got arrested for it.
I got a brownie point on my street cred. My favourite memories of the bank holidays was, well, it happened quite a few times, is when someone would spot, there'd be a crew of mods arrive in town. They all should come in some numbers as well. I mean, some of them, there was 40 or 50 scooters all come in, and the word would go round, mods are here. And like, you know, no matter how far or wide the lads were in town at the time, we'd all converge in Regent Street by the bingo steps. And my favourite memory was just like between 50 and 60 of us just screaming down Regent Street, like, because all these mods were coming at one far end, and we were right at the other, and we just took over the whole road, and just 50 or 60 screaming skinheads and punks, like, just heading towards these mods. And they all slammed their brakes on and just did a big U-turn. And off they went, like, you know, absolutely wet in their pants. That's one of my favourites.
Years ago, when we were down, when we were all skinheads, we had 2,000 mods turn on and took on 200 skinheads, but the skinheads won. So that was all over within minutes, because the police, the riot police and all the horsebacks and all that broke it all up. But it was all good fun. It was all good day out, so I was happy with it.
And then days is good old-fashioned punch-ups, and somebody might get a kick on the floor, somebody might get a boot in the head. But there was we never carried weapons or tools or anything like that. It was fists and boots, strictly that. The Weston turf was sacred ground for us. I can honestly say that I can't remember anyone coming down from outside town and taking us on and winning. I can honestly say I never got any severe beatings, and I don't know any of the lads who got any severe beatings.
It was all outnumbered. I mean, like, you know, probably we had about 50 skinheads. And you get like 300 or 400 come down from Bristol, you know, and that's quite funny looking back on it, to be honest. Like, you know, we used to get chased everywhere. You know, have a little dig on the beach here and there, you know, but you were vastly outnumbered. It was a good day out, a bit of fun. Yeah, and that's it. As I said, you went home to tea, and that was the day over.
Well, the thing that springs to mind, it was a good pose. And it was very fashionable, and the music enhanced it all. You see, like the guys in the specials with their rude boy haircuts and the kilt on, and you want to be like them. And it all seemed to fit into the skinhead revival at the time from the late 60s. I think, yeah, and we definitely wanted to be someone as well. It was all part of being someone, which we wanted to be, because a lot of the lads were unemployed and they didn't have nothing to do with all their time, and they just wanted to be someone, and the squad enhanced that.
Yeah, it was a golden age actually. It was to do with the music, and well, not just the scene at the time really. I mean, I had some good times, I had some good mates. Thoroughly enjoyed every moment of it actually. Well, they were the days of my youth.
But the best thing about it was there wasn't nobody was in charge of the squad, like, you know, there wasn't no leader or nothing like that. Everyone sort of like had the same respect for each other, you know, and obviously if one person got into trouble, then it was one and all, like, you know. There was never a time when no one ducked a fight or whatever, or a shindig or a scuffle with the bill.
There's no gangs like the squad anymore. I don't think there ever will be. That was it. I'm glad actually, because I like to think of us as a one-off elite. Unless there is a major skinhead revival, skinhead punk revival in the future, I don't think there ever will be another squad or anything to match them.
I think where the squad has stuck out in the story is because they was really the last gang that used to hang around, because things sort of changed then. It seems now you don't get so many gangs around, but it's funny how the girls seem to be picking up on it now, and you're getting girl gangs hanging around and doing the sort of things that boys used to do. And walking like blokes and all.
Obviously times have changed now. You go down on a bank holiday Monday now, you can take your kids. I go there with my missus, I take my dog, I feel comfortable. There's no trouble. It was just one of those eras which people have basically grown out of now, and it's past.
I've always worked, so it's just that I've got to channel my money now into the family rather than out having a piss up all the time. I mean, I still go out weekends, still see all my mates, still see all the old squad boys and that, but it's a little bit toned down now.
These days I do regard myself as a respectable citizen, even though I might not look it. No, I've got 2 children to bring up.
Look at the hole.
Very nice as well they are.
Look at the ball.
And they've done me pride. Both of them.
Nice straight shot.
Really have done me justice. Good girl. Right, Dean, take your time. Look at the hole. Do your stuff. Good shot.
The most important thing in my life is to keep hold of most of the things I got, like my boats and that, my cars, and my rods and my dog. I like them, and I think they're the greatest thing you've ever seen is them Stafford Terriers. Like, you know, once you got one, you never want another one.
The same, just have a good time. Rock and roll.
Put your braces together and your boots on your feet. And give me some of that old moon stomping. Get ready. We got 3 million miles to reach on the moon. So let's start getting happy now. Ready? Yeah.
We used to walk 3 miles just to go and kick their asses. Was it worth it?
Yeah. Now, before we reach on the moon, fellas, we gotta make sure that everything is good and strong. All right? We gotta make sure to shine your boots.
They're waiting for us. They couldn't see us. We waited for them just to line up and hit them with the milk bottles. No, we're all school, yeah, fucking right. And like we went back all the way back to Weston. We got to the traffic lights, and the cop went, "Have you just come from Rome?" Yeah, he just said like, "What are you, some kind of suicide squad?" And we went, "No, we're just a squad. We'll take on." And there was me, Maton, Chris Valls, Ian Page, Dies, the Bennett brothers, Budgie Wicks, and Chris Valls. That was it. That was the lot. You weren't there,
That's all me kidnapped.
Oh, and two. And
part of my very enjoyable misspent youth. I don't regret a thing. In fact, if I could, I'd go back and do it all again. It was great fun.
Ready?